I know Jubilee dropped some. How did Jubilee drop though? Black people anonymously answer 7 burning questions. Okay. I don't know what that's supposed to mean, but hey, let's see. I really don't know what that's supposed to mean, but come on. Okay.
In an age of callouts, culture wars, and perfect facades, people can be afraid to express how they really feel.
Type shit.
So we brought together 7 strangers, protected their identities, and asked them all 7 burning audience questions.
Type shit.
What will be revealed when we take the mask off?
If your answer is yes, you'll turn your light on. Fuck the police.
Fuck the police. Oh shit, they black for real.
I know that there are quote unquote good cops, but if you are working in an entire force with individuals who are essentially mostly racist, and where police come from, the history of it with being the sheriffs of slaves and tracking down slaves using dogs or whatever they're using, it's just wearing that badge. It's just, you're never really here for us, and we never feel safe for that reason.
Damn.
The only reason why I can't fully say that, like he just said, there are some good out there, and personally having a cousin who is a police officer, but everything else behind that and all of the other people who bring the racist and pretty much mentality to it, yeah, no, it's them for sure.
All right, we're gonna have everyone join the conversation.
I don't really feel anything towards this statement because I haven't had any encounters with police. Like
That's
ever.
what most people be saying. Most people gonna say they ain't, you know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm more low key on that side. Like, obviously it's like, fuck 12, you know? Rebel. But at the same time, bro, it's like, bro, you gotta think, dog. If you never had no encounters, my nigga, obviously you can hate them from the nasty shit they did. Obviously you can hate them from the nasty shit they did. You know, with the George Floyd situation. I'm not even gonna get into all the details, but like, obviously they did some nasty ass shit, bro. That shit's fucked. But me personally, I've never had like a bad encounter with the police. I don't know if I'm just a good civilian or some shit, but I never had like a bad encounter with the police, bro. So it's still it's fuck 'em, but it's not fuck 'em at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's fuck 'em, but it's not fuck 'em. If that makes sense.
Why do you have to have a personal experience? Why can't you just look at the damage has been done?
It's different because I feel like I feel the weight of my ancestors in certain situations in other areas of my life than I do with the police.
Okay, this is not me taking away from the black community in general, because police are always targeting us, but I find it interesting that only the black men had agreed with that.
Yeah, I'm like on the fence with it because I know that there are black cops out there that are truly trying to protect and serve, and I really don't know what I would do if we completely destroyed the police system. I would be scared because it's like, okay, well, I don't believe that is the solution, but yes, black men have that main encounter with the police
system
and
went down, bro.
sometimes
I
it's
have to
because
run.
it's like, okay, is
I
this
have to
the
run in
cause
charge,
that
bro.
y'all
Niggas
care
listen to
about?
me
Is
around
police
this bitch.
brutality? But
I don't think niggas be knowing I'm the head honcho around my city.
I think feelings do become more intense though once you have an experience.
Yeah,
obviously.
Yeah. No,
and so like, you know, seeing
Devin, you still
situations
here?
where my dad
I know
got
that's
pulled
right.
over, got questioned, got harassed for no reason, then to experience my situation down in Texas. I had bought guns for the first time, registered them, followed everything to the T.
Black people anonymously answer 7 burning
pressed
questions.
Up against the side of my
That's
car
what
if I
I'm
did something wrong, and I did it the exact way that y'all said I had to do it. That experience right there, my dad's situation started it, and then my situation is what finalized it.
I feel it.
Are Asians racist towards you?
What the fuck? No.
I have a neighbor who is very
I've never met a racist Asian towards me. I ain't gonna lie. All the Asians I met been cool as hell. Like the ones I met, like the ones back in school, bro. He a cool, like, I could call that nigga a nigga. He a cool nigga. You feel me? Like I could damn near call him a nigga. But like, bro, he cool, bro. Like he real life cool, bro. Cause And he got like, you know, like them Asians that got like that fashion aesthetic, that fashion streetwear style. He one of them. He real cool, bro. I fuck with him. He funny too. He like, bro. He's like one of those. He's like a Chino Alpha Wolf, if that makes sense. He's one of those Asians that wouldn't really mind if he made like an Asian joke around him, bro. Or like if he made a black joke around me, I wouldn't mind. Like that's the type of, you know what I'm saying, type of people he is.
Privileged. She's married to a white man. She's Asian, and I feel like that comes a lot nowadays in America. I feel like Asian women are trying to be the white woman of America, and they're not realizing that they're also in marginalized communities just as we are.
Especially Asians that are born into American culture. It seems like they're just pretty much white and they don't have any empathy for other minorities.
Type shit.
I have had negative interactions with like Asian people or like other people because I'm black and because colorism is a thing. But I've also had like positive interactions, so I feel like Asian. It's just a very generalized term.
I know it happens, of
Them
course,
niggas be cool
but
as
me
hell.
personally, I have not experienced racism from the Asian community. I do totally agree with the idea of colorism because it does seem like the darker you are, the quote uglier you are in any ethnicity.
Black is beautiful, baby. I don't know what you talking about. Look at me. Look at young Lita official. I don't know what the hell she talking about. She must have not seen, you know what I'm saying? She must have not seen when I got right. She must have not seen me. You know what I'm saying? She must have not seen me up and close and personal, bro. Shit, I tell you, black is beautiful, baby.
Which does suck.
I think the American influence is big. And that's on anybody that comes, no matter where you come from, what background. When you get to America, you spend a couple years here, you start to see how things are done, whether they're right or wrong. You see how things are done, how black people are treated, how white people are treated. So a little bit after I left the military, I spent a couple years in Malaysia, Singapore, Indonesia, and South Korea. These places were places where I was accepted more so than back home. It was shocking to me to not be followed around in stores in South Korea. It was shocking to me to not be treated or even looked at the same way I would be walking down the street in certain places here.
I have dated outside my race.
Nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with it. Black, you know, listen, I ain't got no problems with no other like types of women. But my beautiful sisters, when I tell you like my sisters, I mean it can vary from dark skin, melanin, chocolate, mwah, to light, to brown skin caramel, you know, nice, mwah. Or to, you know, that light chocolate, you know what I'm saying, that light skin, you know what I'm saying, it can vary. It can very, very vary. Also, we're not talking, you know, also that includes the Malaysians, the Hispanics and blacks. I don't know what you really call them. The Blackskins? Is that what you call them?
In my past dating history, I feel like, you know, I tasted the rainbow pretty much. Like, I dated East Asian man, I've dated Hispanic men. It's different.
But a different race, dating a different race, it really depends. Like, you know what I'm saying? If their vibe is 100% cool, yeah, I'm fucking with you. Simple as that, bro.
You know, like, you're never going
Your
to
vibe
find
is top tier,
somebody
I'm
outside
fucking
of your
with
race that's going to 100% understand you, understand your struggle, understand your family, why you do things the way that you do. When I'm dating them, I know it's going to be different, and I feel that's kind of like why I'm entertaining the fact of even doing that.
If I can find like a cool Latina joint, you know what I'm saying, that listen to underground music that fucking got style, you know what I'm saying, cracks jokes and shit like that, bro. It doesn't even matter, bro. It doesn't really, you know what I'm saying, I don't think it really matters what race I would really fuck with for real, bro. I don't even think it really matters what fucking race I can fuck with. As long as I can crack jokes with you, bro. Simple as that, bro. As long as I'm fucking with your vibe, bro. As long as I can say shit like, as long as I'm able to say shit like, let me lick the peanut butter between your toes or some shit, and you won't take it as like I'm like you're a real life weirdo, you know what I'm saying? Cause I'll be saying some random weird ass shit. So if you're on that type of time where you can say some random weird ass shit to me and I can say some random weird ass shit to you, we locked in, bro. I'm telling you, those be the best relationships. I'm trying to put y'all niggas on game, bro, whole time.
Necessarily date a white person. I just feel like there's a disconnect. But as long as like they're willing to like, you know, have those conversations with me and understand like my blackness, I want to have those conversations with them, and I don't mind what their race is.
I think for me, it's just all about my comfort level with you and how much I can relate. And like he said, I think a white woman would be like at the bottom of the totem pole, just because we don't have that much to connect on. But I'm not opposed to it. I would just kind of rather work with something that I know there's a lot of compatibility there.
I'm not opposed to dating outside my race, but in terms of marriage, I would love to marry a black man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Think about our ancestors. Like, they're probably turning in our graves.
Talk to me, my black sister.
Like, they're like,
Talk
what
to
are you
me,
doing?
sister.
Like, we've done so much, and you want to be with this white person or this non-black person?
I've never dated outside of my race, but maybe I should, because a lot of black men tend to go to non-black
Because
women.
they can control them.
Yes, and
feel they can
because
They're easier.
and because they have European features, softer hair.
Exotic.
They like the Kim Kardashian looking woman.
Exotic.
You know, you want the black woman
Exotic.
aesthetic, but you need the European features. So maybe I should date outside of my race, but I personally, like you said, I want to build with the black man. I want to have black children. That's what I want to do, but with this generation of black men, I don't know if it's possible.
Me having sex with a white man, it's the master aspect. It's the buck breaking history. If you know what buck breaking is, it's
Wait, what? Hold on, repeat that one more time.
And I don't know if it's possible.
me having sex with a white man.
I don't know if it's possible.
Me having sex with a white man. It's just
A man? Nothing wrong. Listen, there's nothing wrong with it, but that kind of caught me a little bit off guard, Gengi. I ain't gonna lie. That kind of caught me a little bit off guard, Gengi. I ain't even gonna, you know what I'm saying? That kind of caught me a little bit off guard. You know what I'm saying? Nothing wrong with it though. There's nothing wrong with it at all. Nothing wrong with it.
it's the master aspect. It's the buck breaking history. If you know what buck breaking is.
Bug breaking. The alleged act of publicly punishing a male, typically by first flogging.
It's all of that combined, and then the idea of most times, even in heterosexual relationships, it's usually a fetish for the individual to be with you. It's either because you have
Easier to come my
nice
way.
body, or your skin
I'm
is so
going out
dark
my
and
mind.
lovely, or because you have, that tool that they want. If you know what I'm talking about. So yeah, in general, it's always something on your body that they want. And if it's genuinely true love, that can happen. But for the most part, I just think interracial dating is disgusting.
I've felt oppressed by my own community.
What did it say?
I've felt oppressed.
I have felt oppressed. What is that? What is oppressed? What does oppressed mean?
by my own community.
Like embarrassed? What is oppressed?
I actually sometimes feel very uncomfortable.
What is oppressed? Huh?
Comfortable in spaces full of black people. If you're not desirable as a black woman, if you're not desirable to men, then you tend to get overlooked. I have to work my ass off for things that I
Preach,
want.
sister.
Black men, cis hetero black men specifically.
Preach, sister.
They oppress all of us, and it sucks because I want to be with a black man, but it's like
Preach.
I have to try to appeal to my oppressor.
Preach.
I'm gay, and I'm
Ah.
also black. So within the black community, I feel like,
wrong
again, when
with
we
it.
go to these protests, when we go out to these clubs or parties, and I'm in
wrong with
heterosexual
it.
spaces, I feel like, oh, yeah, he's black, but like he's gay, so we can't really mess with him. Like he can't really be in our space. And it's like, how is this your space that you claim over a sexuality and a sexual preference, essentially, rather than us being the same race?
Yeah, of course. Like you were saying, like if you're in the LGBTQ community, it's intersectionality. So, I people are more cool with me if I'm passing and they see me as like a cis black guy versus if they know I'm trans.
In terms of my experience, I feel like maybe black people were gatekeeping opportunities or like trying to be super stingy or trying to be the token black person and not really. They kind of like bully other black people to make them be like, you don't deserve to be in my space. Like this is my zone. This is the area that I'm working.
I still don't get what oppressed means.
And it's kind of like they're trying to keep other black people from being successful. Like I feel like I've seen that a lot.
So the way she's like, from her terminology, is it black people putting other black people down? Is that what she's saying? Based off her terminology. Is that what oppressed means? If that's the case, turn for. Can I get bro? What? Come on, bro. Give me like a dumber explanation, bro. Someone or people that is oppressed, typically under someone else's control or rule, taking advantage. Oh, okay. So like basically like boom, they put other people down. Okay. How I have felt oppressed by my own community. I'm pretty sure everybody does though. I'm pretty sure everybody has, bro. Not just like, you know what I'm saying? You know, that I feel like that's a lot of communities though, for real though, bro. Actually, I don't know, cause Hispanic community, they're stuck together like glue. The black community, like, I feel like that's mainly like that's like 90%, not even 90, but like 80% of the black community, bro. They always be putting each other down. A lot of them do it, and don't mean no harm intent to it. You see what I'm saying? A lot of them do have a little harm intent to it, but a lot of them do it out of love, bro. Like, I call my man's ugly as shit. I'll say his head's fat. I say one of my mans gets no bitches. I say this, that, and the third. His bottom lip is fat as shit. Like, you know, shit like that, bro. Or his socks long as hell, or something like that, bro. Head big as fuck, you know, chest wide as fuck. Something like that, bro. But it's all out of the love, bro. We clap at each other, bro. He claps at me, I clap at him, bro. We just make it clap.
When I was living in Mississippi, I was around predominantly black people. I didn't feel any different. But now that I'm back here in California and I'm around, you know, other races, like, well, I can see why this could be considered colorist, or I can see how in this situation maybe I'm feeling, you know, like I'm not as worthy as these other people. But I just couldn't use the word oppressed really to describe how my experiences have went.
Have you ever wished you weren't black?
Nah, man. Love being black.
Like, I want to say, record straight, I love myself now. Like, I love being a black woman.
I love being in this community, man.
But, like, for so long,
I love it.
Because of also family members feeding into the whole idea of, like, oh, you know, you're so pretty because you're lighter. For so long, as a child, I associated being black as being something that was a bad thing. Because I saw
there's nothing wrong with people. Listen, there's nothing wrong with being the other race, but if you're already black, bro, just love being black, bro. Love being black, bro. Love it. Like, embrace that shit, bro. Just love it, my nigga. You know, you can have like shit. You can do shit like this to your hair when you know what I'm saying, when you melanin got melanin in you, bro. Like, come on, bro. Come on, dog. Where you could get, you know. Black niggas be having the curl pattern and they shit, bro. Come on, bro. Just love this shit, bro. Just embrace it. Love it.
And I was just like, oh, I don't want to be this.
There's nothing wrong with all the other
shit. But, I mean, with a lot of love and compassion and hardcore teaching, I was like, you know, being black is honestly the best thing ever.
We lit. I just feel like we're lit. And I get where that comes from. That's a part of colorism. And that happens a lot in our community. And I just feel like if we all just accepted our blackness more, we would just be great.
Preach, my brother.
When I was younger, I moved to like a town that was like predominantly like white and Hispanic. I never felt like specifically like, oh, I wish I wasn't black, but I did like look at other people and say, I wish I had hair like them. I wish I looked more like them.
Like I love being the race that I am, but having
Preach, my
fluffy
sister.
hair and having darker knuckles, darker kneecaps, especially in elementary school and middle school, getting through that was really hard. Now at this age, I'm learning to accept all parts of me, but I still battle with it.
Yeah, bro. Like, yeah, bro. Come on, embrace being black, bro. Back in the middle school days, niggas was gonna talk about you if you was dark skinned, nigga. Now look at us now. We took a toll on niggas. We're the top tier niggas. We're top tier. We're up there. That same light skinned shorty that you was fucking with, just cause you was light skinned, nigga, and you was calling us black, that same light skinned shorty you was fucking with, fucks with our team now. Fucks with us. They fuck with the dark side. Dark chocolate. Her Shiba. They fuck with our side now, bro.
There were times where I maybe wish that I wasn't Black American, that maybe I wish I was an African woman or Brazilian, because I feel like Black Americans, like we kind of were disconnected from our African roots and our heritage. And that part kind of hurts because it's like we don't really have much to call our own besides like Ebonics or AAVE. But Black American culture has ultimately set the tone for a lot of modern day pop culture too, so I'm proud of that part as well.
I would raise my kids differently than my parents raised me.
I would raise my kids differently than my parents to raise me. What the fuck? Would I? I mean, to be honest, nah. I feel like my mom did a very great job, you know what I'm saying? I feel like my mom did a very, very, you know, great job on raising me, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's what I feel like she did a good job on. What about your dad, though? What about my dad? What do you mean, what about my... What about my dad? What about him? What about him? My mom did a great job. My dad. What about him? But it's not about me though. You know what I'm saying? It was never. This is not about me at all, bro. It's about. It's about. What you know what I'm saying? What would I do differently, or would I raise my kids differently than my parents? You know, not really. You know, boom, they do something bad, give them that ass whooping of a lifetime. You know what I'm saying? No offense. They're not gonna be spoiled, but I'm not gonna make them like where they act like. I'm not gonna spoil them. I'm gonna just teach them like hard work really gets what you want. But then I'm not gonna do them bad though, where they have to be embarrassed by shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna put them out bad. I'm not gonna, you know what I'm saying, where niggas make fun of them and shit. But sometimes kids need to get made fun of, bro. So it builds character, bro. It builds character. Builds character, bro.
If you haven't had an experience with whether sexual abuse or some type of violence in your home, you are lucky in the Black community because it happens to so many of us. And I feel like with me experiencing that growing up, I would never beat my child. I don't want to have to feel like beating my child is the resource or a source of like them respecting me. I want them to know about mental health and take their mental health actual like serious.
I wouldn't just off rip resort to spanking my kid. I wouldn't off rip resort to it, bro.
Specifically about
I
mental
would just.
because
It really
something
depends
you
on the
can't talk
situation.
about
If
in
it's
our
real,
community.
real
Sometimes
bad,
it's like, well, what's wrong
might have
with
to-
you? Like,
you know what I'm saying?
crazy? I'm gonna
Whip it
I'm gonna
real
whoop
quick.
your tail. Like, you shouldn't be acting this way. I give you everything. You have no reason to be depressed. I don't want to reciprocate that onto my children, and I don't want them to feel like
Tight
if
shit.
they're feeling depressed, if they're feling overwhelmed, I don't want them to think they can't
Tight
come to me and
shit.
talk about it. My parents, they didn't have that opportunity to communicate with their parents because they were raised in a completely different generation.
Okay.
So now, like, I see my mom was, you know, raising me this way because that's what she's used to, but I'm gonna cut it off with my line.
Tight shit.
Well, our kids are probably going to be like, yeah, I ain't doing that. When I have my kids, like each generation gets wiser and they learn something else or have resources to something else. So I just want to always highlight the good things that my parents did. I've already acknowledged them and addressed the bad things with them, but now I can forgive and let it go and just highlight what they did do right and kind of mix that with my own.
I can't be honest about who I am.
Nigga, I'll be fucking honest, nigga. I'll be so. These chicken flew in my throat. But I'll be damn honest, nigga. Shit. I ain't gotta hide who I am, nigga. If you don't fuck with me, you don't fuck with me. Simple as that, bro. And if you do, you do. And that's why I ride with you the long way, the strong way.
I'm like constantly like, how am I coming off? But a lot of times for me, it's like, you know, in terms of being trans.
I come off with that goofy energy with anybody, bro. Anybody, bro. I ain't gotta hide who I am, bro. For nobody.
Like, how am I walking? How am I talking?
I'ma
How
always
am I
crack
being
some
received? Do
type
these
of jokes.
people,
If you're
are
not
they
fucking with me,
speaking
you're
at
not
me
fucking
or
with me.
looking
Simple
at
as
me
that.
like they're comfortable with me, and it's just pretty tiring sometimes when I'm around other people and I'm constantly checking myself.
Since we're in the age of like cancel culture, it's just really easy. I feel like if even if you want to be honest, it's like sometimes you can because you have like a fear of getting canceled or a fear of people like lashing out on you. And I feel like in certain senses like that, I can't be completely honest in terms of like my views on certain things just because of like how people are going to react.
It takes a lot for a person to be themselves and fully own their identity, no matter who you are or what you are. So living in that, I've learned to own that, and I'm always blunt. I'm always me. What you see is what you get. If you got a problem, you can
Tight
leave.
shit. Tight shit.
Yeah.
It's exhausting to try to defend yourself all the time about who you are, but at the end of the day, I sleep better at night knowing that I'm just me.
Actual statement. That was a W video. I'll upload that one. I'm gonna upload that one, bro. That was a W video.